Okay, this is the summary, starting from Ois Gimel. We started to talk more about the analogy of the davening and the karbonos, and about this process, about how we come before Hashem, the infinity of Hashem, and how all this brings us to an awareness of all matters complete non-significance in the infinity of Hashem. And when this becomes rooted within us, it will never leave us. So again, the concept begins in the intellect, and it's then passed on and distributed through the body. And this is the offset to the heart, which bubbles over with taiva, and that also will be distributed to the body if we're not careful with it, to drive the body into its pursuit of material fulfillment. And this is alluded to in the Shema. The Alter Rebbe sort of walks us through that Shema is understanding that Elokienu is ours, and he's the only thing for which we have any concern. And this leads us to Baruch Shem, that it manifests itself, the idea of Baruch being an expression, and that we have a love for Hashem Elokecha, that the infinite Havai becomes the personal, the Elokecha. And this is spread out throughout the entirety of the person, as represented by the blood of the karbonos and the sprinkling of the blood, which is a redirection of the boiling blood that's naturally drawn towards Gashmistic taivas to be redistributed towards Ruchnius. Because through this awareness that we come to the in-depth of the infinity of Hashem, where it can be manifest in all of our very being, and then these matters will be in our heart, that is, as we describe in the process of the karbonos, the burning of the keteris and the fats, that is, that we don't allow our pursuit of gashmis to create physical fat. And that's through the fulfillment of mitzvahs, that we recognize that it is Anoichi, it is Hashem himself, it is Mamash Atzmis that is commanding it to us. And this is also alluded to in the pasuk that says, Kodesh Yisrael Hashem Reishis Tuwasa, that even though Tvua is representative of Gashmias, but we are Reishis, we are higher than that. And that's why B'kudei Hashem Yisharim Mesamchei Lev, the instructions of Hashem are straight and they rejoice the heart, meaning that they bring us down to this level that is even higher than the Pekudim of Hashem. They give us access into the very essence of Hashem, and that's why they're described as Yesharim. And this is why we say, Hayyim, that I command you this day. Hayyim is about this physical world, taking the spiritual that is often out of our reach and making it into our reach. And this is also further underscored in the Psuki December when we mention the idea of Rachmanis, that with the Rachmanis we have on our Nefesh Elokis that is brought from such a lofty level of closeness with Hashem, and it becomes embedded within the physical constrictions of the human body and the Nefesh Bahamis. We ask that Hashem have Rachmanis at his understanding of Barachamecha, because we don't even understand what an intense collapse this is of our Nefesh Elokis to be dragged down into our physical body, in contrast to Hashem, who of course understands it at a greater level, and therefore we ask for Hashem to have that greater level. Then we went on for a mashal about the sheep and about the sheep's wool that grows through the skin of the animal. And this is the idea of the oisius, the letters that appear to be as detached from the intensity of Hashem, the atzmis, just like the wool appears to be detached from the very essence of the animal. And yet that truly is the expression of that degree of godliness. And so we talk about the compassionate characteristic that the lamb evokes. We talk about the difference between the Baal Tshuva and the Tzaddik, that whereas there is a particular virtue to the Baal Tshuva, there's also a particular virtue to the Tzaddik. And this is represented in the different animals. We talk about the level of the sheep being that which asks for Rachmanis. We talk about a Rachmanis level that's represented by Yaakov. We talk about a Rachmanis level that is represented by Moshe, who then embeds within our intellect, so we have an understanding of what a true intense level of Rachmanis we should have on our Nefesh Elokis that's dragged down from the loftiest mountain into the most ordinary of our circumstances. And again, we underscore this inference, or this mashal of the screen of the skin that goes from the flesh of the animal to the wool, from the intense infinity of Hashem into this physical world, and again, in each level beneath it.